Let's talk about your home being increased in value by $100,000 here in the next couple of years. On average, that is. But unfortunately, it's probably going to cost you an additional $200,000 on average to actually be able to move and do something. And it's all coming from, this is the information that I'm reading into. It's all coming from President Biden signing into law the CHIPS Act. Now, the CHIPS Act in Central Ohio is going to be one of the craziest economic boosts and dare I say, in the truest sense of the word, economic booms that we have ever seen. In fact, John Husted actually recently said that there's going to be, there's going to be some high schoolers are going to be graduating in the next few years. They will either work for or they will work on something to do with Intel, and they will continue to work on that for their entire careers. And these are, again, tradespeople in an economic roundtable that he was talking to trade schools there. So this is going to be something that is going to be crazy. And market values are going to go through the roof, especially in the next couple of years. So in the next couple of years, in the meantime, home values are not going to be going so crazy. In fact, there might even be really a lull depending on what price of home that you're in. But after that 2 years, when Intel starts hiring, oh my gosh, it's going to be insane. It's going to be exciting, but it also, knowing how to navigate and being able to look at your home value or being able to know what you should do in the next couple of years is going to be is one thing that you're going to need to be knowledgeable about, because it may save you $200,000. All right, very briefly running into this whole like $100,000, $200,000 talk. I may be off specifically on those numbers, but I think on average, depending on your home value, it is going to increase your home value, because there's going to be a large amount of people that are skilled labor that are going to be paid a lot of money that are going to be moving to Central Ohio. And one thing, you know, people are kind of thinking, well, it's TJ, really it's going to be like Newark, Licking County, east of Columbus. There's going to be a huge boom out there. And yeah, that might be the case, but you're kind of forgetting that in other major markets, again, the people that are going to be, might be profiling here, but that are going to be bringing their Teslas and Priuses, and they're going to be driving into town, and they are going to be working at this Intel, they may be saying, okay, well, I don't need to just live 30 minutes from work. Here in Central Ohio, we always think 30-minute buffer. That's kind of how we want to live. But in other areas and other markets, people drive an hour and a half for a daily commute, which sounds, again, to Central Ohioans, that sounds insane. Who would do that? Hour to hour and a half, or, it just depends. So anyways, so these people are going to be moving in far away distances. They could be living way east of Columbus. They may be living west of Columbus. So even in Plain City, London, South Vienna, yes, I'm even saying South Vienna, who's even heard of it? There are going to be people that are going to want to be along that direct highway access to be able to either cut through Columbus and be able to get on the other side, or cut around, or whatever, and they're going to be able to have a great commute. So these are the types of people that are going to be coming in, and they are going to be buying up a lot of homes, and because they're going to also be trading in some values in some higher value markets. So they're going to be selling homes in California, Arizona, or it really could be anywhere from New York, from LA, wherever, Washington State, people that are skilled in making chips in high technology jobs, and they are going to be selling for, well, my cousin was a real estate agent out in Seattle, and there was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath brick ranch house in Seattle proper, was worth $800,000. Yes, $800,000 for just a brick ranch that would be worth 1/4 of that. 1/8 of that, depending on where it is here. So they're going to be bringing some huge dollars and have an influx of even some cash that are going to be buying up a lot of homes here in Central Ohio. So it's going to make things a little bit nutty. And local people are going to have to compete They're going to have to compete pretty hard. And so being able to know, like, well, what's it going to cost me in the next couple of years? Well, again, we don't know until the buyers start coming and buying. But in the meantime, we do know what the market is right now. And right now, there's a little bit of a lull in the market. Now, don't get me wrong. There's still homes that are selling very fast, especially under the $400,000 mark. But above the $400,000 range, it may take just a little bit for your home to sell, or there may only be one offer. But still, in this meantime, being able to maybe be able to sell at still a pretty high value and maybe be able to get a deal on something, some sort of upgrade, may be a great idea for you right now, even though the rates they're a little expensive right now, and I don't anticipate them coming down anytime soon. So with that, being able to develop a plan of what you want to do. So if you're thinking of upgrading in the next couple of years, you might want to do it before Intel starts hiring, because that is, again, going to be bringing a lot of people into Central Ohio and buying up a lot of homes and driving up those prices to where you thought, it's a $100,000 upgrade. Now it's going to cost you $200,000 from where you are currently. So yes, your home's going to be worth $100,000 more. Shoot, it even may be $200,000 more. But at the same time, you're going to have to increase that price point even higher. And here's the thing, is in the truest sense of the word, this will be a boom market. You're bringing a lot of people in for a very specific industry. That is a definition of a boom market. And so the only thing I don't know is, when will this boom market stop booming? The biggest reason I say that is not just because, okay, Intel brings in a lot of people. They bring in, I don't know how many people. They bring in a ton of people. And so they are, and they're going to affect the marketplace and bring in all these people. But it's not just them, because you kind of have a timeline of when they're going to be hiring and stopped hiring. But it's also, what are the other feeder factories that are going to be coming into Central Ohio? Is it going to be, actually, just right now, there's actually about 40 that want to come into Alexandria that are not a part of Intel. They're just other, again, feeder companies that make products to be able to build chips. Just like with Honda, you've got other companies that make products for Honda specifically, that like Stanley Electric here in London. Stanley Electric in London makes products for Honda. That's really the purpose that they're here. Other companies are going to be coming and building products and making products for Intel so that they can faster pump out these chips and not have to deal with the long distance relationship of trucking things, especially now with fuel prices being a little volatile. So what does this look like into the future? I think it's going to be pretty bright in some sense, but also will take an insane amount of navigating and trying to figure out, and it's going to hurt the local people who are used to a certain price point the most. Because just because Intel comes in and does all this stuff doesn't mean that you automatically make an insane amount more money. You may be at the same level of your income and then saying, well, shoot, what do I do here now if I'm trying to upgrade my home? So trying to make a decision relatively quickly, again, in the next couple of years, again, before these people come in, to where you know what's in front of you, great. But on the other hand, who knows what's going to happen when Intel actually does come in, and the people that are working for Intel and other companies, and it's going to be some interesting times. So with that, we'll just leave you with that. How about that? And thank you so much for watching, and we'll talk to you next time.